Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, thanks for watching. And this video is going to be a little bit different than the other videos. This is a thank you video. I've done this here on Thanksgiving because it just seems appropriate. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're doing well. I'll be with my family at my sister's house with all the siblings and nieces and everyone running around, and my parents will be there. And I'm very thankful for that, and I hope that you're doing well on your Thanksgiving too. But I wanted to make this video. Over the summer, I reached the 5,000 subscriber mark, and I was going to have a 5,000 Q&A, and people sent in some questions, and I appreciate everyone that sent in questions. I've kind of put them together and summarized basically what was asked, and I'll answer that here in just a minute. But for whatever reason, I didn't get around to doing it. Like so many things in life, we start on something and we never get to it. But I am very thankful, and Thanksgiving has reminded me of that, and I wanted to share that with you. So, as a special treat, this is a Spanish coffee. Oh, that's tasty. I do have some champagne here, but I don't know, it's late at night, and my dog's already asleep, so we'll save this for 10,000 subscribers. I'll just stick with the Spanish coffee. But I wanted to first thank some people that helped me in my channel. There were 3 creators that let me do guest videos, and that was a big deal to me. Sean, Actual Justice Warrior, he's let me do a couple guest video spots on his channel, and that exposed me to a lot of new people, and I really appreciate that. JP and Fred both gave me a shot on their channel. Now, I said their channel is no longer in existence. It's been purged from YouTube. It's made me really nervous about the topics that I can talk about, just because I've seen firsthand what can happen. If you don't say the right thing, you just vanish into the ether. But I just wanted to thank those guys for giving me a chance and letting me show what I can do to their audience, and that means a lot to me. Also, my friend Dan made the music that's in the little intro and the outro for my channel, and I think it's awesome. Hopefully I can get a new one, because I'd like to rotate the music, but we'll see. But thank you, Dan, for that. And I really want to thank you, the viewer. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the like button and sharing it with people. It means way more to you. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. It means way more to me than you even realize. I get so much out of the comments and the feedback from making these videos. If I wasn't getting that kind of feedback, I probably wouldn't be making the videos today. And so I got to thank you for that. And I know most people will just watch videos and they never leave a comment. And that's kind of how I am. I rarely comment on anyone else's videos. But I do appreciate all the people that do, because you have helped create this community. And I've learned so much in making these videos, but also getting feedback. So thank you for everyone that's left a comment. It really does mean a lot. Now, I want to get to some of these questions that you may have. One of the questions was, do I wear black polo shirts all the time? Okay. And I put on a party shirt here, this Hawaiian Aloha shirt. Yes, all of my videos I wear a black polo shirt, but that was just a uniform for this. I wanted to take away one more thing stopping me from making a video. I didn't want it to be, oh, I wore that shirt yesterday or I wore that shirt last week. I just wanted to avoid that. So I have a number of black polo shirts. I put them on, I film it, I take them off and hang them up. So that's it. I just wanted to make it easier on myself, one less hurdle to making a video. Someone else asked me about this jungle set that I have here with the flames and the jungle behind me. And, you know, jokes are never as funny when you explain them. But what I had in my mind when I made this set, this crazy set, is I was thinking, what if someone Googled something and they stumbled across one of my videos and they clicked play, and all of a sudden, you know, they think that they're watching a video about, you know, Russian collusion or something like that. And then there's this dude with his coffee sitting on a jungle set with flames thinking, what the hell am I watching, right? And that is amusing to me, and that's the reason that I did it. And plus, there's enough sets out there already that have, you know, just the bookcase behind someone with some toys and books, and I don't know, it's kind of boring. I wanted to do something different. So that was the goal with this silly thing. I'd like to add to it and add some more decoration, but we'll see how that goes. Now, one of the other questions that was asked of me is, what kind of jobs have I had in my life? And I've had a number of different jobs. I guess after college, I studied engineering and computers and education. And I got a job with one of these 3-letter agencies in D.C., and I got to travel the world for a number of years. And I lived in the Arctic and in the South Pacific and in Africa, and it was really a phenomenal experience. I learned so much, and it really broadened my view of the world. I don't think anyone that hasn't experienced that can relate, because it's so different going to different foreign countries, living by yourself, being totally alone, and then blending in and becoming part of their world. And it was really rewarding. I learned so much about the world and about myself through that, and it also gave me the idea that I didn't want to work a 9-to-5 job forever. It made me really lazy in many ways. After that, I taught school, and I taught school in some very rough neighborhoods in different cities. One, I taught at an all Hispanic school. I did middle school. I taught shop, and I taught, reading and whatnot. And it was a really rough school, so much so that we never turned the machines on. Okay, this was a school that had lots of gang problems and drug problems. It was very violent, and that was eye-opening. I went from there, I went to a bigger city, and I worked at an all-black school. I was the only male of my complexion in the entire school. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. And we don't think that there are parts of the country, we don't think that that's what it's like in many places. And if you haven't been there, it seems like a foreign country, because it was so rare, right, for a white guy to be there. It was so rare that the kids would come along and want to touch my hair. And they would come between classes and look at me, and they would want to see my eyes, and they'd never seen anyone with blue eyes before. And this sounds so bizarre, right? It sounds unbelievable. And it was totally, totally true. It happened. It was a crazy experience, but I could not do that for the rest of my life. That wasn't going to happen. And so I went back to school, got an MBA. I got into real estate. And I guess I'm still kind of doing that now, but getting property and fixing it up and renting it and selling it, that type of thing. And I learned a lot doing that, and that's kind of afforded me to be at the place where I'm at right now. And for the past 6-7 years, I've been teaching group fitness classes part-time. That's at the gym, and you go, and you got music, and you're dancing, and there's a bunch of people, and it's a lot of fun. It helps me stay in shape, and I really believe in group fitness. I think it's something fun, and if you're looking for something new to try in your life, go out to a class, because they're really a ball. I could do that every day, and I think every day that I've done that has been a better day of my life. And so I'm glad that I'm doing that. Now, another question that someone asked is, where am I politically? Because I'm a little hard to figure out. And that's because I don't necessarily say where I'm coming from politically, because often that will turn somebody off. They don't want to listen to someone that may be different than them. And I understand that, because that's the world that we live in. So while I do live here in Portland, Oregon, I'm a registered Democrat. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Democrat Party, okay? I'm a huge non-fan of the DNC. I think they're totally corrupt and terrible, and I am against the establishment Democrats, for sure. I do think that there are great people of all political persuasions, and that's why I don't necessarily put that out front, because so often people have been turned away by people that have a different political view, and I don't think that people that hold other political views are bad or evil or racist or mean or whatever. I don't see that. And I know that that's an unusual opinion, but that's where I'm coming from. Now, here in Portland, really, it's like 85% Democrat or something. So if you want to have any say in any of the local elections, you have to be a registered Democrat. And that's why I guess I still am. And I'm glad that I did stick around. I am excited about Tulsi Gabbard, although I know what the establishment is doing to her. But I think that she's an interesting candidate, and I like following what she's doing. Someone asked me about the political strife, or roughhousing, if you will, that takes place in Portland between different groups. And I'm not going to name them just because I want to keep the video monetized, right? But there are different groups, and there's been some roughhousing, if you will, between these groups on different protests here in Portland. And I was asked if this is a real thing. Is it, how do I feel about it? And basically, it is real, right? It does seem to be getting worse. And I kind of expected it to escalate beyond where it has been already. I'm glad that, no one's been killed yet. But it looks like that's the direction that it's going. I don't go anywhere near those types of protests at all, just because I don't want to get sucker punched, and I just try to avoid it. But it is a big deal here in Portland, and it is pretty dangerous. Now, one group, the group that wears all black and they wear masks and whatnot, most of them are just kids for the most part. I would say 80% or so are these tiny, skinny little college kids or high school kids. And it's, precious to go and see them, fighting the power. I don't know. I just try to avoid the whole thing. I don't think it's a good scene. So that's my take on that. Now, someone else asked me why did I make this channel? What was my goal? And it's funny. I wanted to make a channel on YouTube for years, and I never did. Originally, I thought maybe I would make it about, getting your act together or something like that. But I settled upon Coffee and Nuance. It is hard to brand yourself in current year because everything's taken, right? But I went with Coffee, the last name, right, and Nuance. Just that I wasn't going to be one of these people that was a card-carrying person, or I'm on this team and everybody else is a dummy. I'm not that kind of person at all. I'm much more balanced, and I try to look at things in different points of view. And so I thought the name Coffee and Nuance was a fair name for the channel. And originally, it wasn't going to be as political as it turned out to be. But my goal was I would just make a video about something I found interesting. And if I found it interesting, then maybe other people will find it interesting. One thing that this has been, it's been a good outlet because I can talk about some political stuff on here that frankly my friends don't care about. They don't want to hear about. And yeah, and so I put it out here. And then in my real life, right, we can talk about the Trailblazers or, whatever other stuff is going on. And I'll just keep all of this to myself for the most part, apart from my family and friends outside of here. Someone asked me what keeps me doing this, since YouTube doesn't promote my channel at all. And that's you. That's people watching my videos, sharing them, telling me that they relate to something that I said, telling me I did a good job, or even arguing with me, telling me where I'm wrong. I've made mistakes, and I have no issue admitting when I'm wrong. In fact, it's funny that I think that my reaction is different than most people. I get a kick out of finding that I was wrong. Okay. That's funny to me. Whereas I think most people get really defensive. And I tend to laugh and, be like, you got me, So yeah, that's why I keep making the videos, is the feedback that I get from you all. And, what would I like this channel to be? Well, I wish it were bigger, right? As of right now, I make enough to buy coffee. But it's not really a business or anything. This is just a hobby. It's just for fun. But I could foresee if this became a big deal, I think it would be awesome. I would really like to travel and do some other things. I'd love to maybe go down to Mexico City for 3 months or something like that, rent an apartment, and I could make videos from there. That's one of my favorite cities in the world, and I look forward to when I can go down there. But yeah, that's about it. I guess those are some of the questions that were asked. I appreciate you watching the channel. I really am thankful and grateful that I'm able to do this, and that you're a part of my life. So I just wanted to thank you for that. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving weekend. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.